Hi Tarot friends, it's Jade here with Tarot Your Truth. Welcome back to my channel. In this series, I am going through the majority of the cards in my collection and comparing and contrasting the different cards, both the artwork and the meanings. And I thought I would, since it was quite a bit of effort to pull all this out, I thought I would film it because others might enjoy it. So again, I just want to make sure people understand I'm not trying to teach anyone, because I'm not in a position to do that at this point in the game, and I am just doing this for my own learning purposes. So if it does help others, then great. I would love to hear feedback. If you do have any suggestions or anything, I would love to hear it, but please be kind if you do that. And I've been really happy with the response to this series. It seems that people enjoy it, and I love hearing from people about their takes on the cards, which cards their favorites are, which ones they're not so happy with, and the different nuances that people can get from the cards in their various readings. So I'd love to continue that conversation, and without further ado, let's get moving. So today we're talking about the Seven of Swords. And what you see on screen here is the Rider-Waite-Smith version, of my cards, which this one particular deck is the Radiant Wise Spirit by Lo Scarabeo. So let's start by looking at what the Kitchen Table Tarot book says about this. And I am using that particular reference for this series just to keep things consistent for the Rider-Waite-Smith. Of course, if you read others, there's 1.5 million different resources for this deck. So I'm just going to try to be consistent and use that particular one. So in this case, it says, is he stealing from others or stealing back what was taken from him? Is he telling lies to protect others or himself? What's done in the dark will come to light, and the truth will come out, even if not right away. On the shadow side, we're looking at dishonesty, pointed inward. You tell yourself you're stupid, ugly, etc., and you believe it, and a cage grows around your self-esteem. We hold ourselves back, impede our progress to truth. And I found this description very apt. I was kind of happy to read it, because everything else that I've read about this card from the RWS side has been that he's just a thief. He's just walking away. And my question was always, well, what if he's taking back what was his? You never know. Anyway. Who's to say who's wrong or right? But that is definitely a possibility in some instances, I guess, depending on the particular reading. So let's look at some other cards, shall we? All right. So we have. I'll make sure I'm in frame here. Yep. So that's the Gilded, the ETA. Emerging Toronto Artists. I do have, if you're curious, by the way, or interested, this is a deck that is one of those collaboration decks like 78 Elementals and some of the others, where there's one deck creator who helped assemble them all, but it is actually 78 different artists. So there is quite a difference in art styles in this deck. Somehow it just works cohesively though. And I do have a walkthrough of this deck, so if you are interested, please do check it out. This is the Rackham Tarot. Crystal Visions. He's really thinking hard there. I'm going to assume in this video that you have watched some of my others in this series, and so you'll recognize some of the artwork. But if you are curious about what deck is what, please do let me know in the comments below, and I will be happy to tell you. I do love this card. And that whole deck, actually, as well as that one. And this one, let's just check what the Hidden Realm says. Hidden Realms, where are you? Okay. Living up to one's ideals isn't always easy, especially when those ideals are controversial. Sometimes those around us don't agree with our decision or values. Sometimes they disagree because we're making a mistake. When you're facing such a moment, don't focus on what others think. Don't try to make a decision based on what you think will happen. This is a moment when your ideals, what you hold dear, take precedence. The best advice is to first make very sure you are clear about your beliefs. Check your heart and make sure your intentions are pure. If you sincerely ask for guidance, the divine usually provides signs letting you know you're on the right track. Once that is settled, move forward with confidence. Okay. The Shadowscapes. Santa Muerte. Mystic Mondays. And I have not read any of those. Why don't we take a look at that one? Bear with me for 1 second here. We've got cups, we've got pentacles, we've got wands. Okay, we've got swords. All right. Keywords are deception, discreet, secrets. Sneaky, sneaky. Be careful who you confide in, as you may not be able to trust them with your secrets. This is a time to be discreet and protect yourself, as confiding in others can bring more harm than good. Underhanded methods used to gain the upper hand can be rewarding, if you don't get caught. Deception is at play, whether it is you being the predator or the prey. You are seeing what you can get away with and pushing past boundaries to gain advantage. Seeking shortcuts seems appealing, as you don't want to waste any time or effort on things that don't matter in the long run. In your eyes, you're working smarter, not harder. However, be clear on what this course of action will do to your conscience and possible impact that it will have on others. Interesting. And then I won't read the whole description on the reverse side, but the keywords are escape, clearing conscience, and reveal. So essentially it's about being tired of keeping secrets and you want to show everyone your most authentic self, facing your old beliefs and patterns face to face, and just realizing that, you know, lying and sneaking around were weighing you down and lowering your vibration. So it's all about just getting back to what's you. The joie de vivre. The housewives, mermaid. I love this card. I think this is one of my favorite cards. This is a card that irritates me because just for one reason. I actually like the card, but one of the things that really irritates me is when there is a specific number of things. So in this case, it's the 7 of Swords, right? However, there are only 6 swords here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So unless someone can find an extra sword, that just bugs me. I just don't know why you would do that. Love this one. Here's the vice versa. So here's the front. And here's the back. Some kind of dead thing behind him. Okay, and that is all of the 7 of Swords cards that are Rider-Waite-Smith based. And let's move those out of the way. Let's look at some ancient Italian style and Marseille style. I'm just going to bring those together because they're mostly the same, or they look mostly the same, I should say. Tarot of the Master. This is one J.J. Smith. Swiss, sorry, not Smith. The Enlightened, Ancient Enlightened Tarot, which is a Solabusca version. And I made a mistake. This one is the one J.J. Swiss. What was the other one? This one. Oh, they both are actually. This is the 6 and this is the 7. Sometimes they stick, and so obviously I didn't show that one in with the 6s, so I apologize about that. Marshmallow Marseille. Tattoo Tarot. Let's see what that one says. So, cunning, skillfulness, and determination. That needs to be used for the right purposes. Considering escape from an overpowering situation. Manipulation that tends to backfire. Watch your back. Change of heart. Trickery. So much the same. Okay, and let's read this one. This is the Ancient Italian. Where did my book go? Here it is. Okay, 7. Secrets, search for truth, discretion, occult science, and subterfuge. So again, with the sneaky. The Tarot Classic. The paradoxical version of the Trionfi della Luna. Classico Marsiglia. Minchiata Etruria. Valentina Visconti. And the Visconti Sforza. And that is it for the Ancient Italian and Marseille style. And then we have, last but not least, we have the Thoth based system. So here's the Aleister Crowley deck, which I trimmed down to the artwork. The keyword is futility there. There is the Millennium Thoth, which is basically the same except just updated artwork, and the Heindel. And I'd like to read what the Millennium Thoth says. You are spinning your wheels right now, gaining no traction, incomplete or malformed thoughts. And on the reverse side, progress occurs swiftly. Move forward at a measured pace. Thoughts flow freely. So that is interesting because that is, again, as with the 6, so with the 6 of Swords, I saw the first time where there really was a difference between the 3 styles of the tarot. And yeah, like previous to that, the 3 styles, you know, they have nuances and whatnot, but The Six of Swords was the first time where the meaning was actually drastically different, and we have the same thing here. So I can only imagine that it'll be similar going forward. I just wanted to see what the Handel Tarot says while we're at this. So the Seven of Swords for Handel says courage and daring, possibly the courage to retreat, using one's power for transformation. And on the reverse side, loss of nerve, hesitation, seek an alternative, possibly reconciliation. So again, different. So those are those are for the first time actually like learning a different language. So that is very interesting. I'm gonna have to spend some time learning those. I'm really glad I'm doing this because you know, this is how I learn, and I really appreciate your spending time with me. I would love to hear what your thoughts are on all of these decks. What are your favorite ones? I'd love to hear. And have you had any interesting readings with any of these decks? I'd love to know. Until next time, I'll catch you with the Eight of Swords. Bye-bye.